Okay, so let's just work out how to finalize this. So what I'll do is I'll have my character come in sort of roughly halfway through the sequence. Now, I could do a RAM preview here that goes through the sequence and renders out a preview that you can see, but I won't do that in this case. I'll just leave it. Okay, that'll do. All right, I'll keep them there. Now, if we go to the start of the sequence here, we can see the little time code appearing in the comp1 timeline over here. So as I move it along, you can see that it's moving along. I need to now determine where the end of the sequence is going to be. So it'll be probably there. So that's the end of the Maya sequence. So it'll be, say, 807. So what I'll do now is go to the composition settings and determine my composition. That started at 0 and extended to 807. So here where it's got the start time code, which is 0, which is where we want it to render from, and the duration, well, we want that to be 807. So I'll go in here and change that to what I need, 807. Okay, image size is fine, the frame rate is fine, so that's okay. So that's basically what is going to render out. So what we're finally going to do now is go to Composition, Add to Render Queue, and here we need to determine some settings prior to rendering. So output 2, okay, comp 1, you can rename it, I'll just call it test, I guess. Work out where you want to save it to. Ideally, keep all your After Effects and associated media and any output in the same folder so you know where things are. So I'll just call this QuickTime Test. Save. Now go to the lossless module and work out the settings here. We want the format for this video, for this QuickTime, to be not animation, to be the H.264 compression. Basic video settings, high quality, that's fine, that's all good, that's okay. Resize, keep that where it is, that's the same. And audio, we need to make sure we turn audio on because we want to render that. Format, that's fine, I'll leave that where it is. Okay. Best settings, this is just double checking the composition settings. So we've got the full resolution, the best quality, the correct image size here, we've got the frame rate, and we've got the correct time code down the bottom. Okay, so that's all good. So the final thing we do is press this little render button, and you can see the little yellow line progressing along the timeline as it renders the sequence. So once this finishes rendering, it basically creates a QuickTime movie. Okay, so let's take a look at where that QuickTime movie is. Okay, so here's the QuickTime movie that's been rendered out from After Effects. So if I play this, there we go. So back to the start, play it again. Okay, so just for a few final thoughts, I've got another After Effects project here, which contains our elements, but I've also included a few extra little bits and pieces that I've done in After Effects. Just some really straightforward stuff. I've added some colored shapes moving around, some text sort of moving around and sort of doing what it's doing, just to sort of make it something a bit more mildly interesting. Again, it's something that we're probably going to be doing in After Effects next semester, making more use of it, but just to show that it's relatively straightforward most of the time to add additional things in After Effects depending on what your end result needs to be, playing around and seeing what happens. So, something to think about. Okay, so I'll finish up here.